Hello, boys and girls. It's Miss Cullivan, and this is math lesson number 18. For this lesson, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. We are going to be practicing telling time. Before we get started, let's review some vocabulary words that I think are important for you to remember during this lesson. The first one is minute hand. The minute hand on the clock is the long hand, and it tells us how many minutes have passed since the hour. The hour hand is the shorter hand, and it tells us what hour that we are currently on. Two other vocabulary words that are important are AM and PM. AM stands for ante-meridiem, which you don't really need to know. What you do need to know is that AM means before the midday or before noontime. AM actually starts at midnight, in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. And it goes all the way through the nighttime while you're sleeping until the morning when you wake up and you come to school, and it goes right until noon, which is 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, usually around people's lunchtime. Once it hits noontime, everything switches to PM, and PM stands for post-meridiem. It starts after the midday or after noon. PM starts at 12 o'clock noontime and goes all the way till midnight. It's like the second half of the day. So for you guys, boys and girls, how do you remember what AM and PM stands for? I think the best way is to think about in the morning when you first wake up, that's the AM. And it goes all the way till lunchtime around noon, 12 o'clock, then it switches to PM. And the afternoon, after school, dinner time, and bedtime is all PM. Then when it hits midnight and you're sleeping, it switches back to AM and it does it all over again. So, what do you think waking up for school would be? Do you think it would be AM or PM? AM, very good. How about when you're eating supper with your family? Now, supper is the nighttime meal. So you go to school in the morning, you have lunch, you come home after school, you do your homework, then mommy starts to cook, and you eat supper. Is eating supper AM or PM? That's PM. Very good. One more. When you're putting on your pajamas, do you think you put your pajamas on in the AM or the PM? That's the PM. Good job, boys and girls. Very good job. Okay, let's review a little bit from what we've done before. Look at this first clock, boys and girls. What time does that say? The hour hand is pointing to the 1, and the minute hand is pointing straight up to the 12. What time is it? 1 o'clock. Very good. How about this next clock? What time does this clock say? 4 o'clock. Nice job. And finally, what does this clock say? 6 o'clock. Nice job, boys and girls. Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at this clock. The hour hand is halfway between the 3 and the 4, and the minute hand, that's the blue one, is at the 6. So what time is this? 3:30, or we can call it 3:30. Very good. Let's look at this one, boys and girls. The hour hand is between the 4 and the 5, and the minute hand, that's the long one, is down at the 6. What time is this? 4:30, or we can call it 4:30. Let's try another one. What time does this say, boys and girls? 1:30, or 1:30. Okay, let's look at this clock. The short hand, the hour hand, is between the 9 and the 10, and the long red hand is at the 6. What time is it? 9:30. What's another way we can say 9:30, boys and girls? Half past 9. Very good. How about this one? What time is it? 6:30 or half past 6. Let's look at this one, boys and girls. The hour hand, the short hand, is a little bit past the 12 and it's not touching the 1 yet. So the hour is 12 and the minute is 30. 12:30 or half past 12. Here's another one for you to try. Start with the blue hand, that's the short one, that's the hour. And then the minute hand, that's the red one. What time is it? 11:30 or half past 11. Okay, here's another one for you. Start with the hour hand, that's the short one between the 9 and the 8. What's the hour? 8. And the minute? 30. 8:30 or half past 8. Good. Let's do a quick review. What time does that clock say, boys and girls? How about that clock? And how about that clock? Take a piece of paper and write your answers on there, and you can post it for me today, okay? Take a few minutes, boys and girls, to think about what you've just learned today about telling time on the half hour. And then, along with your other answers, I'd like you to draw a clock for me and show 8:30. Describe to me how you decided where to put the clock hands. Where did you put the hour hand and where did you put the minute hand? Thanks for listening, boys and girls. Bye.